This episode is brought to you by Sling Some Hope. If you're struggling with drug abuse or know someone who is, Sling Some Hope is here to help. As a dedicated nonprofit organization, Sling Some Hope brings awareness and support to those battling addiction and provides the tools needed to achieve and maintain a sober, happy life. Join us at our public speaking events where well-known sober living advocates share their stories and insights. Learn about the underlying causes of drug abuse and find the support you need to make a change. Visit Sling Some Hope on Facebook and join the fight against drug abuse today. Together, we can sling some hope and make a difference. Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Jay and Tracy Morgan, owners and operators of a brand new bed and breakfast in Annville, Kentucky. Nestled quietly in the hills of Appalachia lies the Morgan, a brand new retreat that perfectly blends the charm of Appalachia with nothing but the best of modern amenities. Whether you're seeking a peaceful getaway or an adventure in the heart of nature, the Morgan offers a serene escape with all the comforts of home. Don't miss your chance to experience this unique retreat. Book your reservations at the Morgan today by visiting www.airbnb.com/the Morgan. That's www.airbnb.com/the Morgan. What's up, everybody? We have got you another guest of What's Up World today, and I've got a couple of the world's there's kind of a stigma, like I was saying before I hit the record button, with car salesmen and stuff like that, and they're possibly, in some instances, in my life too, where you kind of dread talking to these guys, you know, car salesmen and stuff like that. But I've bought 3 vehicles off these guys up here, and they have come from Richmond Car and Truck Center. I just bought a Jeep off of these guys not long ago, and I've always had a pretty pleasant experience with y'all up there. So I just wanted to get y'all on here and kind of talk it out and see what makes you all in Richmond Car and Truck Center so different. So what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Doing well. Man, how are you?
Pretty good. So introduce yourself, tell us your names and where you're from and everything.
Well, my name is Bradyn, Delaware. I'm actually from Irvin, Kentucky. I moved to Richmond 5 years ago, back in 2019. And, I never thought that I would be a car salesman, quote unquote, but it was just one of those opportunities, man. It landed in my lap almost 2 years ago, and I'm blessed to work for the dealership that I work for and the people that I work for, and it's been absolutely great for me and my family. So I like to tell people, though, if I can sense some sort of slightness in somebody when they come to talk to me, I'm like, listen, man, I'm not a car salesman.
Yeah.
I'm a conversation engineer. Okay,
that's pretty good.
I just love talking. So.
Yeah. I think you may have actually said that to me.
I believe I did actually.
I believe you did.
Yeah. You were an intimidating guy.
No, I'm good. But I think I do remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Conversation engineer.
Absolutely.
That was pretty slick. All right.
My name is Wesley Cummins. I've done car business since the very end of 2017, and before that, I worked at my aunt and uncle's shoe store. Just first job as a teenager, and I was kind of shy. They eventually got me into selling on the sales floor down there, and every now and then people would tell me like, "Oh yeah, you should sell cars," and I'm like, "No."
Oh, yeah?
No, never. I don't want to be one of those guys. I'm not a car salesman. I'm not going to lie to people. No, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Over time, it just kind of intrigued me. And I enjoyed selling things and talking to people. And I gave it a try. And ever since then, it's just been something that I love doing.
Yeah.
And from day one, because that first thought that I had, I was like, I don't want to be a car salesman. So that's my main goal. Is like, I don't want to be your typical what you expect when you go talk to a car salesperson.
Yeah.
So I just am down to earth and transparent and take care of people, and all of us do that there. And that's one reason I really, really like working there.
It seems like a really kind of family oriented place to buy a vehicle from. And anybody that's listened to this knows that I'm not going to say anything on this podcast just because I think it might be something somebody wants to hear. I genuinely do feel pretty comfortable buying, really comfortable buying vehicles up there. You know, I've bought 3, and I keep going back. They've always got something that I want. Always got a real good selection of vehicles up there and everything. So I'm not going to. People know that I'm not going to sugarcoat anything or say something just because would be the polite thing to say, you know. But I remember when I pulled in and I was looking for a Jeep, and I think you was the first guy that came out, introduced yourself, and you talked maybe 3 or 4 minutes about the actual vehicle, and then we got off the subject onto something else, totally unrelated to buying or selling a vehicle.
Right.
I picked up on that pretty quick,
right.
You know, because that's something that stuck with me, and that's the way it was the first time I bought a vehicle there. You know, it's not all business, you know. So
exactly.
I appreciated that.
Yeah.
A whole lot. But yeah, it's always been a pretty pleasant experience buying vehicles up there. Everybody's real nice, real personable, real talkative and stuff like that. Not about vehicles,
right?
You know, it really is the way it is. You know, I think me and you talked about music for probably a half hour, 45 minutes,
forever.
Up there.
He probably sung to you and everything.
He may have,
honestly. But I mean, that's the thing, though. It's like one of my favorite things about this business is you get to meet so many different people from so many different walks of life.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you and your family pulled up, it's like, yeah, you know, you were here to specifically see that Jeep, but I'm actually genuinely interested in you all, and like I want to know more about you. So like I see that obviously you're a big intimidating guy. I instantly assumed some sort of law enforcement.
Oh yeah, you did.
I did.
Yeah, you did. I forgot about that.
And then you had the podcast sticker. Right, and then obviously I'm talking to you and your wife, and I figured out that you work in the Bureau of Prisons, and then out hops 2 twins, and I'm like, I'm interested in them too. You know what I mean? Because you know twins that's a special deal. So it's like, we talked about the Jeep for a few minutes, but next thing you know, we're talking for 2 hours just about everything, and you know your podcast leading to people you know and music you listen to, and it's just. It's just cool getting to know, people. So.
It is. I would imagine you got to be a pretty good hand to talk, you know, if you're going to be a car salesman, because that's the job.
Yeah.
Really, you know.
And that's the thing. It's like some people approach it as a transaction. So some people might approach you, not care about a thing in the world that goes on in your life or anything like that. They're trying to figure out, okay, this guy likes this Jeep. How quick can I get this guy in this Jeep, get him on the road, get him back, sell him, and get on to the next one?
Yeah.
Whereas me, like, I mean, it's great selling a vehicle, but at the same time, I'm sitting here now all these months later because we've established a friendship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more than a transaction. Like, you're a friend to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that that's the most important thing because, I mean, I can see years down the road looking back and being like, wow, you know what I mean? That was our first interaction. So.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It does make a long-lasting relationship. You build a kind of a rapport with people and stuff, you know, and now my wife may be in the market for another vehicle, so we'll probably be back up there, you know, eventually.
Right.
It's just kind of how you do things. But before we get into all that stuff, let's get into just kind of who you guys are, you know, as a person, not to separate the car salesman and stuff like that. What do y'all like to do in your off time? I know car salesmen genuinely work long hours, you know, probably 6-7 days a week sometimes, you know. So when you do get away from the lot, what do you like to do, Wes, in your spare time?
Well, ever since I was a child.
I can't figure these cameras out. I've got new cameras here, and they're all mixed up. I ain't got them in order yet.
It's all good. Ever since I was a child, I've always loved fishing. Last night, me and Anthony, another guy that we work with, we were out till about 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m. Catfishing here in Berea. So love to fish, love to go to the gym, play sports of any kind, really. But I'm also a big proponent of just staying home, chilling with my wife, watching some movies.
Yeah,
I'm pretty flexible on what I like to do.
Yeah,
but I'm one of those people that I don't have to have a schedule that I follow. Like if you're just gonna randomly come up and ask me, hey, do you want to do this? It freaks me out. No, I'm usually down to just go hang out and do whatever.
And you've got something big happening in September, right? Did you say?
Absolutely. Got a little baby girl coming.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good stuff, buddy. Is this your first one?
Very first one.
Oh, man.
And the cool thing about it is my family's always been boys, all boys.
Oh,
I'm
yeah?
the oldest of 3 boys, and just everybody's always boys.
Yeah.
And I bet since I was a teenager, I mean, I was always like, watch me be the first one to have a girl. I wouldn't mind having a girl first. And
Yeah.
sure enough,
It happened.
it was about, I think it was like 11 o'clock. My wife said that we don't get our results on if it's a boy or girl until 11 p.m. So she's on the couch, knocked out cold, and I'm very awake because I'm a night owl. And even more so because I'm waiting on this result, and it was probably 11:05. I'm like, hey, Summer, like, check your email, see what it is.
Yeah.
And whenever she said it was a girl, my hands went straight up in the air, and I just went running around the house.
Heck yeah.
It's good stuff. I'm
That's
happy.
awesome.
I'd have been happy either way, but you know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. As long as they're happy and healthy and stuff like that. But, yeah, I'm happy for you.
For
That's
sure.
good. What about you, Bradyn?
Oh man. So when I'm not working, I mean I've been married almost 3 years now, but my wife is the polar opposite of me. Shout out Sierra.
You better.
But man, I'm just constantly in the gym. I'm always running. I mean, I have to constantly be on the go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I grew up in the woods of Irvin, so it's like I was constantly outside, always having something to do. When I'm doing that, I love everything music. I love singing. That's all I do is just listen to music and sing and run and work out. And it's really hard to find me just sitting down for a long period of time.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like last night they were out fishing, and we have that relationship like at work that while they're out fishing, me and the other guy, I hardly ever get a chance to like play video games or something because I'm always moving. But while they're out fishing, me and the other guy that we work with are playing Minecraft.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Yeah, we're just having a good time. So
Yeah.
occasionally I'll sneak some video games in there too. But yeah, just love all things working out and music. So.
Yeah. Now, you told me, I think, up there that you're a pretty good hand to sing, right? Pretty good singer.
You know.
He thinks so.
I mean, Bradyn Delaware sounds like a singer name.
He's got a good voice.
I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah. I just drew a blank. Yeah, I don't remember what I was going to say, but yeah, you told us your name or your last name. I think it's actually my wife's. Is like that sounds like a singer name, something like that. So, have you ever like sung publicly or anything?
Oh,
I
man.
can't remember if you said that or not up there.
So, like, I'll sing in the dealership and stuff, but, like,
yeah?
I won't realize it. But, like, I'll be singing. They'll just be sitting there, like, making a joke, talking about, oh, you need to go on American Idol or something.
Oh,
And, I told I would never do that. But I told my wife, I was like, man, what if I posted one of these videos I take on Facebook or something, just see what people have to say. And she said that would be embarrassing.
Oh,
So, yeah. I'll probably just keep it to myself. I don't know. You never know where life takes you, but
Well, you never know.
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
I love to sing.
That's good.
I write stuff too,
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, we may have to get you back on here and sing
I
sometime.
don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I got to learn how to play my guitar first.
Oh, yeah. I tried to learn to play a guitar one time and ended up breaking it.
Really?
Like a million pieces. I can't get my fingers to work the right way and move that way.
Now, Mike Eckler, our owner at the dealership, that man can shred a guitar.
Really?
And he sings. And, I mean, he's just an abundance of a jack of all trades. I mean, he can do pretty much everything. But, yeah, he told me he'd teach me how to play guitar. And he's a real deal. So,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's another thing. Mike is the owner, like you just
Correct,
said.
yeah.
He's a super nice guy, too.
Oh, yeah.
Super.
He's not the type. I know I've bought a lot of vehicles in the past before I started going to Richmond Car and Truck Center, and it was always the salesman going back and forth to the manager, owner, whatever it may be. You never see that guy.
Right.
He always stays in the back. It's like it always gave me the feeling of, well, I'm not worthy of seeing this dude, or I'm not worthy of talking to that guy, which instantly turned me off. I talked to him probably about as much as I did you all up there that day, or every time I've been up there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not one of those situations where you never see the owner or manager or whatever it is. He'll come out and talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually what happened this last time with the Jeep. Me and him, y'all was actually closed, and I was still there, and we sealed the deal, and I was about to leave or something other like that, and I said, "What time do y'all close?" And he's like, 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, I didn't realize it." So yeah, but that little things like that means a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Years ago, and I ain't gonna say the name of the dealership, but it's in London. I had a really bad experience with the car dealership to the point where the police was called.
Oh boy.
And long story short, I had 2012, I think it was a 2012 Nissan Titan. Super nice vehicle. And I was going to trade it in. And I went up there to this dealership, and they had a vehicle that I was interested in. And walked in. Me and this car salesman went back and forth, and I was like, all right, well, let me go throw this number at the manager, or this whatever he is, a sales manager or whatever. And it was just back and forth, and he had my keys because they drove my truck to test it out and everything, which is fine. I know, you want to know what that truck is. So they drove my truck and everything, but they got in my truck and just hammered on it out of the parking lot, which pissed me off from right off the jump. And they came back, and he was right down on the paper, we'll give you this, sign that paper. You know how all car salesmen I've ever dealt with do that. It's just part of it. He's like, sign right here and we'll make that happen today. And I'm like, no, I can't. So it was just negotiating back and forth for probably an hour or so.
Jeez.
So I had finally decided that we wasn't going to come to terms on a deal. So I was like, dude, no big deal, no hard feelings. I'll just keep looking, No, let me go see what I can do. So he got up and he'd grab my keys every time he got up to leave, I guess to keep me there. And he done that, I think, no joke, 6 times. Got up and left and went and talked to somebody else. So he came back one last time, and I had that turned off. But he's like, let's make this happen, man. Let's make this happen. He wanted to talk about payment and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, I've got to go. It's no big deal, no hard feelings. Just give me my keys. Well, let me go do one more thing. I'm like, dude, no, I'm done. I got pissed then, And I talked real bad to the guy. I was cussing him out. It got real heated real fast. And he's like, well, I'm going to go get my sales manager. And his sales manager was a big old dude, but like bodybuilder, probably 6'6", 270, 80 pounds, monster of a guy.
Jeez.
And he come over, and I guess he thought he was going to punk me. So I told him, I was like, dude, you better get out of my way. I said, you'll be eating the floor. I said, I ain't afraid of you. I said, give me my keys or I'm going to take my keys. And, so you're threatening us? Let me just call the police. And the police came. They came over and talked to me, London PD. And they was like, what's going on? So I told them, I was like, this is what happened. And he was like, yeah, we've heard that before out of this place. Give the man his keys.
Dang.
And they gave me my keys and I left. And the sales manager, the big dude, he just had to get one little last thing in before I left. He's like, don't come back. And I said, I won't. And a lot of other people won't be back either. So that's how that went.
That's ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen the police at the dealership.
Yeah, they called the police on me. And I wasn't even doing anything.
Yeah.
I did cuss him out, talked pretty bad to him, but I guess he a little snowflake or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you can't hold me hostage, what I mean?
That's pretty much what it was. But, that was an interesting day.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, it was bad.
See, I just couldn't work for a place like that.
It was a pretty rough experience, and I've not been back since, and won't be.
Right.
So it was something else. But I've never had anything like that since. Pretty good experiences other places. It's just that Richmond Car and Truck Center seems like it don't feel like a business transaction.
Yeah.
I guess is the best way to put it. feels like just a normal conversation with a bunch of just good old boys.
Right.
You know, and you all have been putting these videos up on Facebook here lately.
Yeah.
They're pretty daggone funny. And I'm going to pull y'all's Facebook page up and play these.
Sounds good.
So you've done what, 2?
No, we've done what, 4 or 5?
Oh, I've missed some.
At least 4.
Well, I'll pull these back up here. I've got your page pulled up here.
Should be.
Let's go on down.
I was going to say there should be like a video option up at the top.
They probably are.
Click,
yeah. I don't know what I'm doing here. Now my mouse is tore up for some reason. All right. Videos.
There you go.
Reels? Is it Reels?
It should let you click more.
More
videos.
Video. Oh, okay, here we go. These are pretty funny videos. I won't play that one last. Let's see. No, this is the owner, right?
Yeah.
Mike?
Yes, sir.
Look at that guy there. Look at that guy.
The first one is right there, the 4 weeks ago. That was the first one that we put together.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me play these videos for you people. These are pretty funny.
Now this is for people like you that like what you what you just said when you said that you told the guy at the dealership, I'm just going to keep looking.
Oh yeah.
This is for the people that say that they're just looking.
Okay.
Hey! Hello? Guess what? What? Just looking. What are you looking for? What's your name? What? What's your name? Colin! Just looking, Colin! No! What are you looking for? Just looking! What's your name? What? What's your name? Bradyn! What are you looking for, Bradyn? Just looking! What are you looking for, Bradyn? Guess what I did last night? Don't you say it! I got pre-approved! Oh yeah? At another dealership! No! What are you looking for? What are you looking for?
Buying a car doesn't have to be a hassle. Come to Richmond Car and Truck Center, where making friends and making a difference is our motto. Come see us.
That's pretty funny. I hadn't seen that one. Oh gosh. What you looking for?
Hey!
Just a little spin off of a much more popular video.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure everyone's seen.
Did you see the slap fight one?
No.
Oh, you haven't seen this one.
For a lot of people, going to a car dealership can feel like getting slapped in the face. But here in Richmond Car and Truck Center, we treat all of our customers with the care that they deserve. We're making friends and making a difference is our motto. Come see us at Richmond Car and Truck Center today.
I love it.
It looked and sounded like you slapped the dog crap out of him.
You kept telling me to hit him. So
Yeah, he did. He definitely did. Sometimes buying
This
cars-
one's the most viewed one. It's got right at almost 6,000 plays.
Oh, okay.
I bet if I think real hard, I can remember my first car. Mama said that car'd take me anywhere.
That guy's a little too good at that.
Are you running for world peace?
I just felt like going to Richmond Car and Truck Center.
Why are you doing this? I just felt like going to Richmond Car and Truck Center.
Janae, it's such a nice car. I know you'd be proud. Check out my new car, Lieutenant Dan.
Oh my God.
Drive, Anthony, drive!
Jenny.
Come see us at Richmond Car and Truck Center.
Jesus Christ.
he was perfect for that role.
He was meant to play that role. Now I seen this, and this is probably one of my favorites.
Well, sure is quiet today.
Yeah, a little too quiet.
Now, what do we have here?
The showdown. We got tumbleweed. I just noticed that the other day. That's like the third time I watched it.
What do you want, Buster?
Looking for a new steed. Something fast.
Oh, yeah? Why don't you hand that on over?
Local outlaw.
You won't need it. We'll take good care of you.
Well, I hate to tell you, son, but I only trust my own.
Now, you see, we don't take too kindly to outsiders. That one might be nice, but let's see how it measures up against mine.
Just tell me when.
Daggum outside financing.
Financing a vehicle shouldn't feel like a shootout. Here at Richmond Car and Truck Center, we make sure we have the best lenders, best rates, best rides. Come see us today. Yeah! So fun to make.
Yeah, y'all are really good at that too.
Yeah. I thought Wes had the absolute perfect cowboy voice.
Oh yeah, you did.
I mean,
it was really good.
He could have been in an old movie.
Yeah, you might ought to rethink your career options here, Wes.
So Colin, the guy in the bottom corner video, the first one we watched, he's the mastermind on making these videos work.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He does the video and edits them, puts them together. He's awesome at it.
Oh yeah, like we'll get together and just pitch ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
But Colin, I mean that video right there, he had just gotten a new phone for his birthday.
Oh yeah.
And every bit of that was filmed on a phone. And then he edited everything the same way.
Wow, he's talented. He definitely is good at doing that. Those are funny. That really shows that y'all just kind of like to have a good time, stuff. That's really good that y'all make it fun like that.
And, well, the thing is, we often like crack the joke too. Like, if people could only see what happens behind the scenes.
Oh, I imagine.
Like Mike himself, the owner, he said on multiple occasions, like, what if we had like a show kind of like The Office? Because I'm telling you, it's ridiculous.
Oh my God.
I mean, we have so much fun.
Yeah, I would imagine it's a pretty fun place to work at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nice too because it's so open. You know what I mean? I know Wes obviously, which I'm sure he'll talk about, came from a big dealership where like you have cubicles and that whole ordeal. But like we're just an open showroom.
Yeah,
everybody's right there with each other. So
well, when I was there, like I say, I bought that Jeep from y'all, and it's little things like I've said, and I bought the Jeep. And y'all gassed it up, cleaned it up, and everything like that. And then I believe it was the owner's daughter that works there, maybe the phones or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name. Super nice lady. But she put a duck in my Jeep. It was the first, how the Jeeps and duck things and all that. She put a duck in my Jeep, and it had a little tag on it. You've been ducked by Richmond Car Truck Center. It's little things like that, that goes a long way with a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that coming from a bigger dealership and stuff, it makes it much more business oriented versus like friend family oriented where you're at now.
Yeah, it's definitely different. I I just really enjoy everybody I work with, honestly.
Yeah.
I enjoyed where I worked at before as well. I don't even consider that place like your typical big dealership. But, I mean, even when I switched over to, this is the first, I guess, independent dealership that I've ever worked at.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I just never, ever imagined you could have just as family-like close relations with everybody and just have a good time every single day.
Yeah.
And never in my life did I ever think that you could just have so much fun with just selling customers a car.
Yeah.
I don't even like to call it selling them a car because, like, we just have fun, make them laugh. Like, if there's one customer in the store, there's only 4 of us sales people there. And it doesn't matter which one of them has that customer. The other 3 of us are just cutting up, making them laugh, having a good time. Like,
That's the way it was when I was up there.
yeah, it's just a big fun time. Like, we don't want it to feel like you're buying a car. People get anxious, and I mean, I get anxious thinking about the normal buying scenario.
Well, everybody does, you know, and the way that times are now with just the world, people, you still got to have vehicles and stuff like that, but with interest rates and everything like that, you know, and just the process of buying a vehicle is stressful anyway. It usually takes all day, multiple days, and it's just not inherently not a pleasant experience. But I mean, again, I'm not sugarcoating anything or blowing smoke up y'all's hind ends. It's y'all do take a lot of the stress out of it. You really do, and that means a lot to a lot of people. So, highly recommend. I actually commented or recommended somebody to y'all the other day. She was a lady that I know looking for a car, and I tagged Richmond Car and Truck Center. Said she was going to go up there and check y'all out. So yeah, it just makes it a lot more less stressful, you know. I guess when you just take all the stress out of it, you know, pretty much do.
It's nice too whenever somebody walks through the front door and multiple people remember that person's name and what they bought.
Oh yeah.
Like, we're up out of our seats opening the door for them about every single time before they even get to the front door, because we remember these people, and that just comes from building that actual relationship with the people. Like, you're not just a sale to us. Like, I mean, we're there to, of course, work and make money, but like, we don't have the mentality of, oh, who cares about that person? Let's make thousands on everybody we can and get rich. Like,
I can attest to that too, because while I've been up there, I've seen people pull up, and y'all remember them.
Right.
Hey, but there was a guy pulled up, and it looked like a big off-road, some type of Toyota SUV. And I was up there getting that hitch put on, and he pulled up, and y'all remembered him, and several other people that just showed up, and that's true. Y'all remember a lot of people that comes up there, so that means a whole lot.
And that's the thing too. I mean, it's like, to his point, not only do we like talk to everybody when they're in the dealership and stuff, but like, it's kind of crazy like how well memory can be sometimes, because like, we'll look out the window and see a car pull in, and then somebody just shout out, hey, that's them from this time in that car, and they're probably here to see you. And then it's like, we all interact with people so well. It's like, it's just so easy to remember people. Like, when you're actually enjoying it and having fun, it just kind of creates core memories, like, with that specific person, which in turn, I mean, it just makes people want to come back because they enjoyed that interaction too.
Yeah. And above everything else, I felt like I got a good deal on that Jeep from you guys. You know, I know the dealership and the salesman and everything like that has got to make some money. That's granted. You know, I'm totally fine with that. But I have been at dealerships before where I agree to a certain rate. And then when the paperwork gets to me, they've changed it. You know, I've had that happen to me at a very big dealership in Lexington. And I'm like, daggone, that's as dirty as you can get right there, trying to pull something over on me. You know, but above all else, you know, it's very relaxed atmosphere, and I felt like I got a good deal on it.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, which Wes can also talk about, is like, it's no knock to how other people do business, because at the end of the day, people have to make a living. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna do whatever it takes to make a living, because they have families and they have to provide.
Yeah.
For us specifically, our owner wanted to create a dealership that was different, so people like you and others can be like, okay, like, not only do I know that I got a great deal and a great vehicle, but they're also not making tons of money on my back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, we don't get paid off of, like, individual units. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we get paid, we get a salary, and, like, most places have a draw to where, like, you have to pay commission back to, like, cover that check that you get.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, our salary just goes straight to us. And then we get paid the same flat rate, like, per car that we sell. So, like, I mean, I know Wes has many friends in the business, but I have friends in the business that hit me up sometimes and they're like, oh, man, I just made like $1,500 on this deal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's probably bad for whatever customer bought that car. But
Yeah. Well, that's a little bit of an incentive to try to maybe do some shady stuff. You know,
Right.
if you're getting more per deal,
And
per
that's what he
circumstances, you know, it may entice a salesman to be like, hey, let me turn this blade just a little bit more in this guy's back. Whereas you all are getting the flat rate and stuff, you know, you really have not that you would anyway, I'm not saying that, but there's no reason to.
Right.
know.
Maybe somebody steers them to a car they don't actually need or want because the salesperson wants them to buy that one.
Yeah.
So that's what we try to avoid.
Oh, yeah.
Or Mike tries to avoid, rather.
Yeah. He does a good job. That dealership's been there for a long time too. I think I mean, I can't remember what year it was when I bought my first vehicle off of them, but it was a 2008 Ford F-150, I believe. And then I bought the silver truck that I traded in to you guys, and now the Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a pleasant transaction, every one of them.
Bradyn had a customer, a long-time repeat customer, just a few days ago. Lives out of state currently and has never lived in Kentucky. And he's bought 10 vehicles from us.
I want to say like 13.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So he comes to you all out of state every time.
He couldn't even remember how he found us the first time, but after that first interaction, long before either of us ever worked there, he just kept coming back. And this guy's from out of state.
Yeah.
Never
It
lived
means
in
a lot.
Kentucky. Yeah.
That says a lot.
I think the first car that he ever bought was when our owner had the dealership at another location.
Yeah.
This was like, probably like 10 plus years ago. And he bought his first car off of eBay
Really?
from us. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then he kept coming back, and he had actually never stepped foot in the dealership until I had sold him the first car. But he used to live in like Ohio. Now he's a big real estate agent down in Tennessee. And I mean, from the first interaction I ever had with him, he had come up to the dealership. He got to meet Mike for the first time, and him and I hit it off, and we still text and talk all the time. And I've been fortunate enough to, you know, have a long-time customer out of him. And he just recently came up and bought his third vehicle from me. But he lives like right outside of Sevierville, I think it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So he doesn't mind to make the trip. He loves us, and him and I, we're good friends. We talk all the time. So
That's good. That's really good. One thing I do want to ask y'all, a couple little hard-hitting questions that people want to know some of the answers to. With everything's done on the internet primarily nowadays with pricing, and, you know, that's usually what you see on the internet's pretty much the bottom dollar. Is that right? Is that safe to say? I mean, I'm sure there's probably a little wiggle room, but that's, you know, well, let me say it like this. That's usually the going rate for the vehicle, right?
It really depends what the dealership does. Because
Okay.
I've seen it total opposites, different
Oh, really?
places. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I don't know if I saw that Jeep that I bought off y'all on the internet or what. I think I maybe just said, hey, let's go up here. I've always found something up there, and there it was. But I know that every time, other than with Richmond Car and Truck Center, when I've been dealing with people on a vehicle and stuff, all they ever want to talk about is payment and credit score and stuff like that. And I know why. It's because people, as long as you can get their payment to what they want, they'll buy a $150,000 vehicle on a 400 credit score. You know, I understand that. But is that why the car salesmen and dealerships primarily focus on payment? Is because people just, I guess, in my opinion, buy whatever they want as long as they can pay the monthly payment. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, I mean, what sticks with you the longest after you buy something at a dealership is, well, you're taking the vehicle home, so that's with you, and then
Yeah.
you're also taking a payment home with you,
Yep.
and you've got a budget monthly for that.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that tends to be forefront. What most people do center everything around is a payment.
Mhm.
Maybe some tell you that, maybe some don't. Maybe they want to get to a certain amount financed because they're trying to get to a payment.
Yeah.
But a lot of places do center it all around a payment. And
Yeah.
when they do, unfortunately, what a lot of them do is they give you very, very little info, kind of like in your first story, where they gave you
Yeah.
just, here, this is your payment, this is your money down, your trade, whatever it may have been.
Yeah.
And then here's your payment, sign here.
Yeah.
They focus it on that a lot of times because some places can hide a lot of things within a payment.
Really.
Yeah, I mean, when you're buying smart, I mean, you're looking at all your numbers because, like, I hate to say it, but there's some places that will just front load everything. Like, you have no idea you're buying these protections. You have no idea you're buying all these other things. And as long as it's in that payment, though, then
Yeah.
you're good, right? Okay, sign here. And that's absolutely what we do not and will not do.
Oh, I know you don't. I have dealt with dealerships that absolutely do that.
Yeah.
But I know you all don't because, I mean, y'all break it down. And I know that all dealerships do this too. They'll break out the blank piece of paper and they'll write down this and this and this and this, and then they'll make the X and draw the line, and they'll say, well, this is what this costs, and this is what this costs, and this is what your monthly payment are going to be. How exactly do they get by with hiding all these fees and hidden charges and stuff within the monthly payment?
Your signature's on the paper.
So once you sign that, I know it's a legally binding contract, even though it's on a blank piece of paper, it's still legally binding. So once you sign that, you're just kind of screwed, I guess.
Unfortunately, people just hope that they don't dig into it and look at the details.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but that's it's honestly like, for example, this is a little bit random, but like in the past, if say I've meeting a girlfriend's family or something like that, and they're like, "Oh, Wes, nice to meet you. What do you do?" I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I sell cars. I work in the auto industry.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you do? I sell cars.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing. Like, because, not that I'm that way, but just
Right.
there's so many bad eggs out there that you get that vibe from people, and they just automatically, they're like, ooh.
Yeah. Well, you see all these jokes like on just social media, TV, stuff like that one of the most dreaded people to deal with, unfortunately, is car salesmen.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
It is.
That's just the way it is. But and I believe it's because of bad dealerships like that do hide things and probably give bad deals and cheat people and stuff like that. It's happened to me before, and it may, if I believe if I went someplace else, it probably would again. But yeah. I've seen a lot of people been taken for a lot of money before.
Oh yeah, and my friends have a running joke of like growing up, the only thing I ever wanted to be was a state trooper. Like that was the only thing I wanted to do. And now that I've been in the car business for a couple of years, like when I get together with my friends, are like, man, I support law enforcement. Obviously the good ones. There's a lot of bad ones out there too. But which I listened to your podcast with your little interaction that you had, but they said, "Oh man, since you couldn't be a nasty, controlling pig, you became the next best thing, a sleazy car salesman."
Jesus, that's ruthless.
Yeah, and I was like, man,
I don't know if I'd go that far.
obviously they're joking, they're giving me a hard time, but I was like, yeah, that's
rough.
it is rough, yeah,
rough. But your friends, they'll razz you real bad. So.
Oh yeah, but that's why, and that's the thing, like you have like interactions with people every day, and you can tell the people that, like, you can tell what kind of people want to talk to you, and then you can tell people that just absolutely hate you.
Yeah.
So that's when I'll be like, listen, I'm just like you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just out here to talk. Like, you don't have to buy a car. That's one of my favorite things to say, because you don't have to. You don't have to buy a car, but like, I work here. You know what I mean? Like, the least I could do is answer any questions that you might have. Like, I kid you not, I went outside the other day to see if this guy needed help. He was a biker with a vest on, a do-rag. I mean, he looked like your intimidating kind of biker guy.
Yeah.
And the second I started walking towards him, he was like, "Oh, no, I don't want to. I'm not buying a car. I don't want to deal." And I'm like, "Man,
Oh, wow.
I was just gonna see if you needed any help or anything." Like, I told him, I said, "You don't have to buy a car. You can just be riding through if you want to."
Yeah.
And it was like he was just so intimidated or like
Wow.
scared. It was kind of crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
But that just shows, man. It's just there's those stigmas out there.
They are. There is unfortunately more bad ones than there are good about car salesmen and buying cars and stuff. That day, no, not the. Let's see. Did I come up there 2 days in a row? I can't remember. But
I think it was just one.
Okay. No, I was up there twice
You were up there twice.
dealing with the.
Oh yeah.
The first day that I came to Richmond, we did go to 2 or 3 different dealerships, and there's one. I ain't gonna say the name of them or anything, but it's fairly close by to Richmond Car and Truck Center, and we just drove through the lot. Didn't roll the windows down, didn't do anything. You know, I was purposely trying to avoid talking to anybody. I just wanted to see if they had anything that I liked, and they didn't. But I drove through the lot, and this ain't no joke. There's a salesman ran through the parking lot
Oh my god.
toward my truck. I was in my silver truck, you know, the one that I traded in, and he sprinted. He was just hauling, coming towards me, and I'm like, I told Pat, I was like, look at this guy, he's running to me, you know, and I just kept on cruising. I was like, that's the red flag number one right
I couldn't
there.
imagine.
He really did. He really did. I'm like, oh man, this place need to make a sale really bad, you know. But I didn't even stop. I didn't want to deal with that. I was like, if he's running towards me, I don't want to talk to him, you know.
Yeah. Kind of.
Now I get coming out, you know, and stuff like that, but you don't have to come running at me. I'm not that big a deal.
like a rabid dog.
Yeah, it kind of freaked me out, but it is an intimidating thing, unfortunately, to buy a vehicle and stuff. But at the end of the day, if you're able to make a deal and work it out, it's obviously a good day because you get a big new vehicle.
Yeah.
You know, and I imagine you all sell a lot of vehicles up there. Every time I pass by, because we're in Richmond pretty often, I see a whole new fleets of vehicles up there all the time. So y'all must do really good up there.
We do sell a lot for that little bit of space we have.
Yeah, always real nice cars up there too.
Oh yeah, I think we keep. Which I mean, I'm kind of also biased a little bit, but I think it's true.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to do, like mostly every Sunday, is like I always like to go see what everybody else has. So I go stroll through lots and I'll walk and look up prices and stuff. But I don't think anybody has the variety that we do. And I think that's what makes us so competitive is because we price them well, but at the same time, we kind of have whatever it is that you're looking for.
You really do.
And we would not sell the amount of units that we do if it weren't for us actually like doing what it takes to be competitive.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of reviews. Like we always, customers will just leave us 5-star reviews and they love to talk about it and share their experience. And I mean, that means a lot to us. And other people will openly say like, hey, I'm here because I heard about their experience. You know what I mean? And that's a cool thing too.
Oh yeah. Word of mouth is, I believe, your best type form of advertising. I really believe.
Yeah.
I know I've told a lot of people about Richmond Car and Truck Center even before I bought this Jeep, you know, because I have had good experience up there all 3 times I've bought vehicles. So it means a lot. I had something else I was going to ask you dealing with vehicles, buying vehicles and stuff, but now I've lost my train of thought. Can't remember what it was. It was something that I've always wondered too. It was might have been a little bit of a hard question. What was it? I can't remember. It'll come to me in a minute. What's the most expensive car that you've ever had on the lot? Can you remember that? I know y'all have had some like big time luxury vehicles on the lot. To your recollection, what's the most expensive car you've ever had?
Since I have been there, which hasn't been a long time, I've been there about a year, and if I remember correctly, I want to say it was probably an almost new, the new body style Corvette. It was just south of $100,000, I think.
Yeah.
It might have actually surpassed.
It
100.
was, yeah.
Was it?
It hovered right over $100,000. It was 102, 101, 105 in that range.
Wow.
That's and ooh, that thing was nice too.
Did you get to test drive it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've
Perk of being a salesman.
yeah, well, and I was blessed to have the opportunity when I worked at Chevrolet before here. I got sent to a Corvette training,
Oh, okay,
and
cool.
that was down at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And
Oh, sweet.
They were very trusting, surprisingly.
Oh, yeah?
But yeah, I mean, we were all driving our own C8s, and
Heck yeah.
it wasn't even the big track, like just turn, like
Yeah.
boring. They were doing some construction on the big track, so we were in the little track down below that has all the turns.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, they let you take them as fast as you wanted through these turns, and you really experienced the handling of these cars. And then when you thought you had gotten to the limit of what that car could do, they put you in the passenger seat and have a professional driver drive you.
Oh,
And
wow.
you can hardly stay in the seat.
You're puckered up the whole time.
Yeah. That was an experience. So thank goodness I've done that. I don't have to drive all the other ones we get. But yes, those things are beautiful, and gosh, they're worth the money.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're a very nice vehicle.
Yes.
Yeah. The fastest car I've ever drove was years and years ago was a Dodge Viper.
Yeah,
And that
those
thing
are
was
nice.
Oh, I bet that was unreal.
It was unreal. I took it. It wasn't off a lot or anything. I didn't do anybody's lot vehicle that way. But a buddy of mine had this Dodge Viper, and he let me drive it. He's like, he lives in London, or lived in London, and he's actually dead now. He died wrecked that car, that same car.
Jeez.
But yeah, he let me drive it, and he's like, take it down here to the airport. Tell them that I sent you down there. He's like, open it up. And it was, it was very fast vehicle. Very wicked vehicle.
I'd imagine.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
nice.
I would say, same car for me. I mean, whenever that's the most expensive car I can think of that we had. I know whenever I'd first started at the dealership, we had a Range Rover that was like, it was one of like the HSEs with, it had stupid horsepower.
Yeah.
But it was like 93,000 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had a Wrangler 592. 392, sorry.
Yeah.
No, 592. But 392. That thing.
I was like, God,
that thing was like 80 something.
Yukons that are in the 80s, Tahoes in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Seen some cool vehicles.
That's what I was going to ask. What do you think do you think ever see the price of vehicles ever going down, or you just see it keep going up?
Well,
They've been going down, I think.
Oh, you think they are going down?
New stuff I am seeing some more discounts popping up on,
Oh, okay.
which in turn will affect used vehicles as well.
Yeah.
I think we've already seen the major changes, because you had your initial where COVID came in and everybody freaked out. Inventory was super short. Everything shot way up.
Yeah.
And then after that, everybody saw the return to normal. Not normal, but like
Yeah.
back to closer to normal. And I mean, even myself included, everybody was like, oh, this won't last. It'll go back. And it just kept staying high
Yeah.
for the longest time. And then finally it just slowly kept trickling down. And then you saw everything drop really quick once production went back up.
Yeah.
And I think right now we're in the middle of this long plateau.
Oh, yeah.
What the future holds, I don't know. I don't know if
Yeah.
this election is going to bring some big changes or anything like that with the vehicle market itself. But I don't know what the future will hold. But I have seen way more consistency recently
Well, that's good to hear.
compared to what it was.
Yeah.
But I don't see it going back to the
Yeah.
1-2% on used vehicle kind of.
Yeah, I don't think it'd ever go back that low.
That'd be nice.
It would be nice. Yeah. Now, as far as COVID, I'm glad you brought that up. That shut down a lot of businesses, but Richmond Car Truck Center stuck it out. They're still there. So how did y'all manage? How did that affect you? And how did y'all redesign the company to fit around that whole mess?
Well, a lot of places. So whenever the inventory was really short, you didn't have to be good at selling cars to sell cars and to set records. Dealerships would make tons of money and sell so many vehicles that, I mean, people didn't really have a choice. They still felt the urge to buy, but
My wife is vacuuming.
they felt the urge to buy vehicles, and there was not much to pick from. unfortunately, some places even went to the means of like marking their vehicles up above what they should have been priced at. But that's another thing.
Yeah.
But the dealerships got accustomed to just layups. I mean, didn't have to try. People just would come in. This is what you got. Okay, I'll take that one. No questions asked.
Yeah.
And then once everything started returning to normal, if they weren't doing the right things and didn't have the right trainings and didn't have the right daily, just do your job the right way, work hard, then as things return to normal, the dealerships that practice those good things, like the way you should work,
Yeah.
those are the ones that survived. And the ones that just took the easy ones and just didn't really have to try, they're the ones that just, oh my gosh, we can't do anything anymore. We were so used to all this money, now we're broke.
Yeah.
So Mike, that I really, really respect Mike in the fact that when he's done this for so long, he's done so many different types of auto jobs. I mean, he's worked
Yeah.
in so many places. He's just really, really smart and really good at what he does, and he's a truly caring person.
Yeah.
So naturally, you're gonna have good people that work for you whenever you're just a really good person.
Oh yeah.
I never would have thought somebody that owns a dealership would be like him.
Yeah.
Like, and that's not a disrespect to anybody I've known personally that owns dealerships or that's in a sales manager position, GM position, anything like that. 'Cause I've been blessed to work with some great people.
That's good.
But I mean, there's just something different when you've got a guy like Mike that owns your store and you just want to work for him.
Yeah. I know, I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, but it may have been towards the back end of COVID when people was selling their vehicles and getting more, like 4 or 5 year old vehicles, and getting more back from them than what they paid for them when they bought them new.
Crazy.
Is
huh?
that still going on?
No.
I didn't think it was.
Yeah, that's
I think
hurting
it
people now.
So
Oh, really?
that is a product of before COVID. I mean, you could get, when I started selling cars in the end of 17, you could get $15,000 off a brand new vehicle.
I was offered a lot for that truck I traded in to you all.
Yeah. So then fast forward to a time where there are no rebates and no discounts on anything new.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, there's nothing to drive the value on a used one down.
Yeah.
So naturally, if you've driven a truck for 3-4 years and not put a ton of miles on it,
Yeah.
they probably will offer you more than you bought it for when you
Yeah.
got it new.
I had my oil changed on that silver truck at Adams GMC.
Mhm.
Is that the name of it?
Yeah,
Adams GMC?
yeah, down the road.
I always took it to that dealership to get it the oil changed, and I took it. It was actually one of the last 3 or 4 times I took it up there for an oil change. And they tried to buy it off of me. They wanted it, and I can't remember. It had like real low miles on that truck, like 70 some ish thousand miles, and they offered me like $35,000 for that truck.
So crazy.
Yeah, $35,000 for it, and it was a really nice truck. I take care of my stuff, and I always did take care of that truck, and I didn't put many miles on it. Actually, I think I actually only changed the oil in that truck 3 times since I bought it like 2-3 years ago. But they tried to buy it off of me twice. 2 of the last couple times I took it for an oil change, and I'm like, well, I can't buy another one for that. Yeah. That's what the problem that I faced. It was a really good deal. They offered me $30,000 for the truck, but I had to have a truck, But if I'd have sold it for $35,000, I got to go buy this $80,000 truck,
Yeah.
Then I didn't want to do that, so I just kept it. But it worked out in the end. I got a real nice Jeep out there now.
I was kind of in the same boat.
Oh yeah,
Could have sold my truck, made a bunch of money on it, but then there was such a shortage of vehicles that there wasn't anything I liked. I didn't want to sell my truck either. I was like you, I liked my truck.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was in the same boat. I didn't sell it because I didn't want to buy in the same
yeah.
market.
You talking about this truck out here
Yes,
that you drive? Yeah, that's super. That's a sharp truck.
I love it.
Yeah, that's a nice truck. Now, that's some type of special edition, right?
Black Widow edition.
Yeah, Black Widow edition. Bad.
I tried to. I was trying for years to get the dealership I worked for at the time to buy those things and just start like having them for sale.
Mm-hmm.
And so they finally got them. And the one I bought was the first one that we got.
Oh, yeah?
I let it sit there for Probably a couple weeks at least, and I tried to sell it to some people, and
Yeah.
did or didn't work out, or didn't work out.
Did you
for
try
whatever
really
reasons.
hard?
I did. I did, yes, because in my mind I'm like, I don't need that.
Oh, so you was trying to do yourself a solid, maybe.
Yeah, well, what I did is I got it in my head that if I leased it a certain way, then maybe my payment wouldn't go up much at all.
Yeah.
And so I got all hyped up about that, and I was like, yeah, I can trade I had a 15 Silverado. It's like, I can trade that in and lease this one and stay around the same payment. Mm-hmm. Deal. I'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
No, it doesn't work that way because the Black Widow package doesn't work with the lease that way.
Oh,
and payment went up, but I already sold myself on it.
Oh,
I was like,
too late to turn back now.
yeah, it just gives me a reason to motivate myself to get up and work more every day.
Oh, yeah. Good motivator. Definitely
Yeah.
good motivator.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, it's still kind of that way too. I mean, I feel like we'll have people roll through the dealership all the time that are trying to buy his truck and are offering an absurd amount of money for it.
Oh, yeah.
Same with mine. I mean, I drive a 2007 GMC Sierra.
Mm-hmm.
It only has 105,000 miles on it.
Oh,
but
yeah.
people roll up and be like, "Man, how much? I'll give you 20 grand for it." And I'm
Yeah.
like, as much as I would want to say yes, my truck is paid for, and what kind of truck am I buying for 20 grand now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that's true.
I just wouldn't be able to replace that truck.
That's true.
So it
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But
Daggone, why am I forgetting what I'm asking here? It was something. Leasing. You mentioned leasing.
Mm-hmm.
Explain how that works. Now, I have a pretty well idea about what leasing versus buying is. I know there's a limit on how many miles you can drive and stuff like that. I don't know if Richmond Car Truck Center does leasing. I don't know. I didn't think they did. But, I mean, is there the pros and cons as far as leasing versus buying? What do you recommend as a car salesman? I guess just depending on your situation.
It depends on the customer's situation, for sure. I mean, I could go into all kinds of different things about it, but it really does depend on their situation. Some people just genuinely like to get a new vehicle every 2 years, every 3 years.
Yeah.
You can do like a 1, 2, 3 year lease. So however often you want to get something new.
Mhm.
And I mean, you're guaranteed like no negative equity. So if you just buy a vehicle and trade it every single year,
Yeah.
there's a good chance you're going to stack up some negative equity just simply because, I mean, unless you're putting a bunch of money down or paying it off early,
Yeah.
most of the time you'll have negative equity. But if you just want to lease and you say, hey, I shouldn't be driving over this amount of miles per year, so go ahead and just give me that much per year,
Yeah.
it works out really well for some people because all they have to do is when they're done with it is just, here it is.
Yeah.
I want to get a different one.
Yeah. Now, I've got the reason why I asked this. I've got a buddy that's in the market for he's wanting a new Denali GMC.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the nicest trucks on the road.
Yeah.
And he's wanting to lease it, but he didn't really know if he should or not, or the parameters of leasing and stuff like that. Is there different levels or different tiers of miles that you can drive
Yes.
when leasing a vehicle? I thought there was,
There is, yes.
but I guess that probably depends on the dealership, right? So he just probably have to ask them.
Every dealership, to my knowledge, gives different mileage per year.
That's what I thought,
Ranges
yeah.
for them, yeah. But
Oh,
it all boils down to the customer and what really works best for them.
Yeah.
Like just recently, I had a friend refer one of their coworkers to us. He came in asking if we were able to buy or trade for his truck that he wanted to get rid of, but it was leased. And based on that lender, they don't allow anything but a GM dealership to
Oh yeah.
to buy that lease, to take it in, anything like that. So he would have to go to a GM dealership. But
Yeah.
but I mean, just one thing we do, like we just genuinely like people and care about people, and we want to steer them in the right direction. So a couple of us, and then Tyler, our general sales manager, we all had a good conversation with the guy, and super nice dude. Sent him in the right direction, and then throughout the day I was talking to him, texting him, helping him, just making sure he got a good deal, and he ended up getting another truck, leasing another truck, and he was thrilled with it. But super grateful. He he even posted a review for me, just talking about how, hey, these guys, I wasn't able to do business with these guys, but they sent me in the right direction, and very appreciative. Which that's fantastic. That's all I want. If I can't help, I would at least would love to help you do whatever you need to do.
Well, yeah,
wherever it is.
That's cool. That is real cool. Now I know everybody haggles, everybody barters when they are buying a vehicle and dealing on vehicles and stuff like that. And we did a little haggling on my Jeep. You know, as far as price, we did that too. But the Jeep didn't have a hitch on it. And, you know, I've got a side-by-side and a trailer and stuff like that, and I wanted to be able, obviously, to pull my side-by-side, but it didn't have a hitch on it. And that was a deal-breaker for me. I think I told you, I was like, I can't buy this. It ain't got no hitch on it. And y'all was willing to work with me on that, and you actually put a hitch on it for me, and, you know, not for free. I don't think it was for free. But y'all did that for me and hooked me up with a hitch, and I drove back up there, and y'all put it on like 30 minutes, and I drove away with a hitch on there. So, like I've said several times during this podcast, little things like that goes a long way with people. You know, it really does. So,
but I think that's so important too. It's like, you know, obviously, I think a hitch isn't like the biggest of deals. You know what I mean? To you, that's your make or break. But for me, I'm like, okay, that's a couple $100. Am I gonna lose this guy's business over a couple $100? No, like the way that we operate, it doesn't stress me out. It doesn't stress.
And that
my
was
guys
a
out.
free item. I just remembered y'all did just do that for me.
Yeah, but
I didn't pay for it.
It's just a simple ask. Like, we want to take care of you. Obviously, we've come this far. We want you to be satisfied, and if that means get you a hitch, then, you know, so be it. But at the end of the day, you remember that. You know, and there's been customers that have, you know, asks that are a lot bigger than that. But at the end of the day as well, it's like I do this job to try and get you not only the best deal possible, but I want to make you so happy that you come back forever. You know what I mean? So my job is to go ask for you, go fight for you, see what we can do. There's no sense in pushing you out the door and somebody else going and doing that. You know, like let me try.
Oh, yeah.
So
I agree completely. A repeat customer is what you want, I would imagine, you know, because I do tend to buy vehicles pretty often. I'm going to keep this one. I really like that Jeep. I'm a pretty big fan of that Jeep. But, you know, like I say, my wife may be in the market for a vehicle here shortly. I think she's going to end up trading or selling her Explorer out there. So, I'm all the time doing something, trading in something. I tell you something, as a matter of fact, I've got that side-by-side out there. And I've got that sucker on Marketplace for sale right now. And I called, I ain't going to say no names, but I called this side-by-side dealership. And I was like, hey, have y'all got one of these? If y'all got one of these, I'd be possibly interested in trading it to it also. And I didn't even know if they traded on those things, but they do. And I told this guy what I was looking for, and he's like, yeah, we got one. What do you got to trade? And I told him, and I sent him pictures and the VIN number and everything like that. And I said, just, you know, take your time, get back with me, let me know what you can do on it. A sucker's a 2022 Can-Am Defender, a 6-seater. It's got 328 miles on it, okay? Very nice. Ain't got a scratch on it. What do you think they offered me for that? Now, I know y'all don't deal in side-by-sides, so I'm just saying, what do you think they offered me for that?
Ballpark. I'm not a side-by-side expert, so yeah, this is an Anthony question. Anthony, who played Forrest Gump, he worked in motorsports for like 7 years. I would say, I don't know roughly how much you paid for it, but just a shot in the dark, I'm going to say they offered you
2022, 328 miles on it.
$7,500.
$15,000.
$8,000.
Hey, there you go. See, I have zero idea on those.
$8,000. I like to have died.
Oh yeah.
I got pissed. I'm like, are you sure your numbers is right? And he's like, well, you know, that's what we can do on it. And I'm like, you ain't buying mine.
Absolutely.
$8,000. I gave $29,000 for that thing.
Gosh.
8,000. Wow.
Yeah. And it's just like, I mean, I'll take you out there and show it to you. It's just like brand new. There ain't nothing. And I put a $700 sound bar on that thing. Oh, my God. You can't even imagine how sick to my stomach I got.
Oh, yeah. No. That's why Facebook Marketplace is your best friend. There's,
it's on there.
Yeah,
It's on there.
I've shared it, but I know
Yeah,
that
you
they're
did. Appreciate that.
And that's the thing. Like that's also something that, on a side note, like we've had customers come in, and at the end of the day, like we genuinely want to do what's best for you. So like if a customer comes in and say they're upside down in their vehicle, and like like we'll say like a lifted truck with all these special add-ons. Well, banks can't account for all these special add-ons that you put on there.
Right.
They just see the value of their truck.
Yeah.
So it's like we'll advise somebody. We absolutely know somebody on Facebook Marketplace is bound to buy it on your truck and pay what you need for it,
Yeah.
and then after the fact come back.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
we we'll take care of people that way, like help them set up their stuff to post and sell. And I've done it many times before. But yeah, Facebook Marketplace, man, it can be
It's
one
a
of your
good
best
one.
friends.
I've had a couple hits on it the last couple of days. My truck that I traded to you guys, how long did it sit on the lot? Do you remember? Ballpark?
I want to say maybe just a few weeks.
I didn't think it'd sit very long.
And-
That was a nice truck.
About a weekish, at least of that it was already sold. It was just waiting for the buyer to be able to come pick it up.
Oh, yeah.
How many? I know we all posted on Marketplace, but Wes over here, he's like the Marketplace guru. I can post the whole entire dealership on Facebook Marketplace, and nobody will message me. But then Wes over here, he's talking to 50 people at one time,
Oh, yeah.
and he gets unreal amounts of views. But I know that he posted that truck, and how many views did you get?
Oh,
He showed
thousands.
me one day.
Yeah, thousands. Marketplace
Wow.
will give you like within the last 7 days this many views,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to say that one might have surpassed like 10,000.
Oh, wow.
Not even views, like actual clicks, like somebody clicked on it.
Oh,
And then it'll tell you how many people save it and share it, and
wow. I need to check out
Mark
see
it as
how
a
many people
favorite.
clicked on that side by side.
yeah, it's pretty cool
I
stuff.
didn't know he done
but-
that. I didn't know it done all that.
And it had some good eye appeal. Like that's a good looking
It
truck.
did look. It
So
was a nice truck.
yeah, I mean naturally stuff like that.
Yeah. I didn't go the cheap route on anything with it. I mean, I took it to a really good place that puts lifts and stuff like that on. It was expensive.
Yeah,
And I did the same with this Jeep. I took it to the same place and had him put a real nice lift on it and stuff. And
it looks good. You can
Yeah.
tell.
yeah, it does. Rides real good too. It actually probably rides better now than it did factory.
Nice.
Really?
I know that's kind of hard to believe, it being a Jeep and the rough ride that they inherently have, but it rides really good now.
Nice.
So I'm really happy with it. Man, is there anything else you want to talk about while we got you here?
Any things?
Got any deals or specials coming up you want to talk
always,
about?
always. Anything you forgot earlier? You remember?
It was the leasing that I was
okay.
going to talk about. Yeah,
I got you.
yeah. I've always wondered about it actually myself, but I've never leased a vehicle. I drive too much to be doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned earlier the back and forth haggling for long periods of time and everything. And
yeah.
I'm the exact same as you. I don't want to do that. As a salesperson, as a customer, I don't like it.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason I bring it up now is it's one of my favorite things about our store is because there's a bunch of new vehicle dealerships all around us, and why would you try to overprice something and make a bunch of money whenever somebody will just go elsewhere? And people aren't dumb. Like,
Yeah.
they're gonna, even if they do buy one from you and say they pay way too much for it, they're gonna show their friends, hey, look what I bought. Naturally, they're gonna say, oh, how much
Yeah.
was that? And oh, that's way too much. They screwed you over. People aren't dumb.
Yeah.
They're gonna find out.
They're going to
So,
find out.
I really like the way that we do business as far as just showing really good prices and eliminating the haggling. A lot of people feel like they have to do it, and
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. Like you usually need to at a lot of dealerships, but I like that it's simple. It's a really good price. If we have to adjust something or move something around like we did on your deal to make it work,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Like we're just here to make you
Yeah.
happy.
You know, that actually, I'm glad you brought that up. The big dealerships around you. There's several big dealerships around you all.
Oh,
you've got
very many.
the Dodge dealership, then you got Toyota, and what's that other one?
There's
Nissan,
Nissan,
Honda,
Honda, and I mean
GMC.
several huge dealerships right there in that vicinity of Richmond Car and Truck Center, and you're still there.
And even several
know,
used
so-
car dealerships too.
Yeah, yeah. So that's got to mean something, you know.
Oh, it's super cool.
You're competitive all these years with these big dealerships.
And that's not even mentioning Lexington.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's so many in Lexington.
Oh, it's not that far down the road either. Some people keep coming to you guys.
It's like you said earlier, word of mouth is huge.
Oh, yeah.
Treating people right is by far and away the most important thing, in my opinion. Like, people aren't just a number.
Yeah.
Like, if they're going to take the time to spend with you and spend all that money, then like, treat them like a human.
You all do treat people good, you know. And I know people. I'm not saying anything on here to sugarcoat or blow smoke, or nobody's paying me to say anything like this. If you all did me bad up there, I'd be telling somebody else the story.
I'm sure
you know,
would.
like they did me up in London. You know, I'd tell you guys, hey, I'd come on here, let me tell you all how you did me bad up there at Richmond Car Truck Center, but you didn't. You know, so it means a lot. I'm sure I'll have another vehicle in my lifetime. I'll be back.
I'm sure.
And people, and it's really cool too, because like more than like in person and stuff, you have interactions with people over the phone where they can, you want to make it a point to show them we're full transparency. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to sell people vehicles in Texas and Virginia and Washington and all over the states. I mean, we have means of obviously shipping cars all across the country, but it's like the coolest thing when somebody has such a genuine positive interaction. And here I am getting a picture of a Jeep Wrangler from a guy in Texas just posted up right outside of the desert, and he's like, man, this is like amazing, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, like that vehicle
That
just went
cool.
18 hours.
That's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, you all take pictures of everybody that buys the cars there and post it on the website or on the Facebook page, probably the website too, and that's kind of a nice added touch. You know?
Yeah, if they're cool with it, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we always got to ask.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I was afraid I'd break her camera.
If we haven't broke it, you're fine.
Work it into my next vehicle.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, it's a Richmond Car Trunk Center. All in all, is a good place to buy a vehicle. I'm pleased with it. And
Appreciate that.
I believe I made two pretty good friends out of it. And
yeah, appreciate you.
yeah, I appreciate y'all. And anything else? If anybody out there listening to this is in the market for a vehicle, call Bradyn or Wes or any of the other salesmen, and they'll steer you in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Go to their Facebook page, everybody, and check out. I'm pretty sure y'all do put the inventory on there, right?
We try to post as much as we can, but there's always a link to the website.
Yeah, RichmondCarandTruckCenter.com.
Yeah.
I think that's where I initially found my Jeep at.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, check them out on Facebook and the website, and check out their videos that they put up on Facebook. They're pretty funny. I like those. Y'all need to keep doing those. Those are pretty good.
They are. They're fun time.
Yeah. All right, folks. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next time. Have a good one.